Hello. This is Finance Billionaires compilation by the Chromatician. First, we have Alan Howard. Now, Alan Howard first went to university to study. He studied something unrelated to trading and to macro markets, which is engineering. And then after that, he went on to work for Salomon Brothers as a fixed income trader. He now trades global macro markets and earns fees and some of the investment gains that he makes through his hedge fund, Brevin Howard. He actually started this fund in 2002, and a decade later he had $40 billion in assets under management. I repeat, he started the fund in 2002, and in 2013 he had $40 billion under management. 40 billion AUM. That is a lot of money. That means the aggregated gain of assets under management is like 4 billion a year from when he started. The average 4 billion a year added is equals to 40 billion that he managed in 2013. So yeah, that is Alan Howard. Number 2, we have the infamous man Bernard Madoff. Bernard Madoff, most people don't know that he started out as a market maker and was at some point in time, his company was one of the biggest market makers. So that is Bernie Madoff. But as we all know, he had a Ponzi scheme in which he pretended to execute trades and get excellent returns while he was not doing that, while he was not getting those returns. So that was a Ponzi scheme that landed him in jail. He could have been like Ken Griffin. He could have been like Jeff Yass of SIG, which are very huge market makers. He could have been like that because in 2002 his market making business netted him $42 million in 2002, and he started this market making business years before, around 1960s. That's when he started the market making. So he would have had an advantage of trust and experience in the market making industry, and he kept on adapting up until Ken Griffin with Citadel showed up, and another company, I think it's called ATD. But this is Bernie Madoff, was one of the best market makers, but then blew it by doing an investment Ponzi scheme. Number 3, we have a guy that maybe Bernie Madoff could have been like. We have Alexander Gerko. He's a fairly young person. His company uses algorithms and math models, just like Renaissance Technologies, to trade markets at extremely high speed and provide liquidity to banks and institutions, etc. and earn some spreads per trade. It is small amounts. The spread is small amounts, but they add up because of the volume, just like most market makers. That's Alexander Gerko of XTX Markets. Next, we have John Taylor Jr. John Taylor Jr. created a retail brokerage called FXCM. It's fairly popular in the retail world. It's a very popular broker. He also makes money from spreads, as most brokers do, from spreads. And the more traders trade, the more money he makes money off of volume. Whether the traders lose or win, he will still make money. But before John Taylor Jr. had this retail forex brokerage, he had a hedge fund, one of the oldest hedge funds to exist, that he shut down in 2013 because of losses. And when he shut that hedge fund down, the hedge fund had around $600 million in assets under management. Prior to that, it had about $12 billion prior to losses and investors taking out their money. That the hedge fund had around $12 billion under management. So this is John Taylor Jr., experienced in the finance world. Next, we have the infamous, the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen is a hedge fund guy. Steve Cohen doesn't do market making just like the rest, just trades with a hedge fund that is highly trusted and charges fees and takes some of the investment gains and profits from the fund performance. So that is that for the Billionaires compilation. This is not an in-depth of the people mentioned here, the billionaires mentioned here, but this is just an overview of what these finance billionaires do. The in-depth I have, and it doesn't offer just information, but also how to better imitate these finance titans, how to better imitate these finance billionaires and become similar to them. With that being said, bye.